Welcome back to Christian Questions with Jonathan and Rick. We're live Sunday mornings from 6 to 8. Our subject this morning, should it be Israel or Palestine? To be a part of our program, call toll-free 866-985-4255. That's 866-985-4ALL. And a website reminder, we're at christianquestions.net.
Right, and if you have any questions or comments, you would like to get some literature or the DVDs that we're talking about, please let us know at the website, christianquestions.net, and we will certainly supply you with those. The Israeli-Arab peace process is one, and Israel's land rights is another. Ken, before the break, we were talking about the proposed solutions, and the Palestinian stated solution is negotiate for land peacefully and then take over the rest by force. What has been the Israeli solution to this particular problem?
Okay, first, just very briefly, where did all these Arabs finally come from in the land of Israel? 1939, the British had a mandate over Palestine to prepare it for a Jewish state. They closed the doors to immigration to the Jews and let the Arabs still come in. So all from 1939 onward, the Arabs were just pouring into the land. In 1946, Barley Crum, a U.S. government observer in Palestine, noted that tens of thousands of Arabs have entered Palestine because of the better life that the Jews have brought to Palestine, and they are still coming. So that's where the Arabs all of a sudden came from en masse in Palestine. All right, what is the Jewish solution? Well, you know, not all Arabs are in favor of in Palestine. So-called Palestinians are in favor of a Palestinian state. The PLO wants the Bible Jerusalem, East Jerusalem, to be the capital of this Palestinian state. In Jerusalem today, there are several 100,000 Israeli Arabs. What's an Israeli Arab? Well, when Israel became an independent state in 1948, they said that all Arabs living in Israel will become first-class citizens. So Israelis are not just Jews, they're Israeli Arabs. And Israeli Arabs in Jerusalem, many of them do not want a PL state to have Jerusalem as their capital because they are receiving such benefits, social benefits and welfare benefits and a socialistic state benefits that they would not get under an Arab state. So they don't want to become a part of an Arab state. So this is the problem that the Palestinians have right up front.
All right, so and if you were to estimate, how many Arab Israelis are there?
There are nearly 1 million.
Okay, so there's about 6 million Jewish Israelis, and there's almost 1 million Arab Israelis. Folks, did you know that? Did you know that these individuals have the exact same rights as the Jewish Israelis? Is that correct?
Yes, and I will, to be honest, in many Arab villages, they have not been given as rapid progress in educational areas as they should have.
Okay.
But by and large, the Arabs in Israel, or Israeli citizens in Israel, they all have a higher living standard and greater freedom than Arabs living in any other country.
Okay. Let's hold that thought. Ken, we got a couple of calls waiting. Let's go to Randall from Connecticut first.
Welcome to Christian Questions. You're on the air, Randall. Go ahead.
Good morning, guys. It's an honor to speak to your guest. I just wanted to say that, and Rick, I look forward to seeing you at the fundraiser next month. Jonathan, you have to come to see Rick surrounded by 500 bikers.
Yeah, it's kind of unique.
Oh, no, they were ministering. They were witnessing to one another. It was great. Assad once said, this is a joke that was whispered into Syria, obviously whispered, but one of his aides came and said, you just won the election and only 2 people voted against you. What more could you want? And Assad said their names. And that sort of sums up, my scripture is Psalm 125, the scepter of the wicked will not prevail in the land given to the just, lest the just themselves turn their hands to evil. And regardless of the historical context, and I agree with your guests, historical analysis of the situation. But regardless of the context, we have a real human tragedy going on here. We have a group of people who in those certain areas are living in really dreadful conditions, and we have this beautiful state of Israel under constant threat of attack. And we're buying Saudi oil, so Saudi schools can print textbooks for children teaching that we are demons, that we are evil, and we're products of hell. And there's in this I don't know if you saw this, but this is one of the sickest things I've ever seen in my life. There's a Palestinian TV show for kids. Picture it like Mr. Rogers from the Dark Side. They had a character based on Mickey Mouse who became a suicide bomber.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, Arafat made his living by causing trouble. That's what his job was. Now, I'm going to be idealistic here, and this was above my pay grade, so I asked the ghosts of Begin and Sadat to stop by the kitchen this morning, and they said, well, actually, they were channeled by Barbara Walters. They suggested an economic solution. We need to reduce our dependency on Middle Eastern oil, period. And we can, topics of alternative energies would fill up another 2 hours. But the less money that we are funding these terrorist groups and these governments that actually want to destroy us, the more that we can get money back for us, the better off we are. And I would also argue, and I'm agreeing, your guest just mentioned about the Arabs being economically better off in Israel. Well, those areas where these Arabs are living need to be developed economically. It could be the Switzerland of the Middle East, because this is a war that beautiful Israel cannot win with bullets. This is a war that has to be won the way we won the Cold War, by public relations, because we need to demonstrate to the Arab street that we are not demons, Israel are not demons, but that Israel is indeed the land of the just.
Okay, Randall, thanks so much. We appreciate your input.
Take care.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Some good thoughts there, Ken, and he gave that scripture that I saw you nodding when he was reading it, so you could get a real strong sense of it. Any comments on what Randall said, first of all, before we move to our next point?
All right. When Israel became an independent state, of course, you had Arab refugees in Gaza. You had them on the West Bank. They fled. They were instructed by their own leaders before the Arabs invaded. 5 or 7 Arab states actually invaded Israel when they declared their independence in 1948. The Arabs in Israel were instructed to leave Israel proper because the Arab nations are going to come in and just push the Jews into the sea, and any Arabs that are living with the Jews, they will be killed with the Jews. So get out of Israel proper. So many went to the West Bank and then to Jordan and also to Gaza.